We're doing Sculpt January 2022. Today is January 11th. Today we're doing alien flora. Now that's kind of an intimidating prompt. Because I've never been to an alien planet. And, I'd be willing to bet all the money in my bank account that alien life does not exist anywhere in the universe. So maybe the best thing to do tonight would be to skip this prompt because it's silly. But, I'm gonna have a little bit more imagination than that. And pretend that alien life does exist. So I'm going to make some kind of an alien cactus. With that in mind, I guess the first thing to do is to look up some pictures of cactuses. Uh, Some cactuses look alien enough as they are, you know? Going to quickly draw a picture today. Being a cactus, covered in spikes, right? But it is in fact an alien cactus. So, I'm thinking, got big eyes. It looks a little bit too much like a certain, funniest joke I ever saw, which is really not that funny. So I'm not gonna do that. Uh, Talking about this guy. Whatever it was you were thinking was wrong. Oh, I'm not even showing my screen right now. Oh my gosh. This is what I drew. Looks like this guy. Well, at least I only showed the wrong screen for 30 or 40 seconds. I'm getting better at this. So let's see. What kind of alien cactus? What if... Well, maybe I won't do a cactus. Because this... shaped kind of like a flower, isn't it? There we go. Yeah. So if this is some kind of a flower, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm pretty happy with that. Shame I couldn't make it a cactus. Cactuses are my favorite kind of plant or animal. I'm not really sure which they are. They certainly look like plants, but they've got such great depth of feeling that it can be hard to tell. So, supposing I'll make some primitives. Do I have my... Yes, I do. Am I streaming? Of course I am. Today Note Spaghetti recommends Bitter Shroud Repentance by The Remains. Don't listen to a lot of heavy music these days, on account of the fact that it's usually I'm trying to mellow out when I'm listening to music. But it's good stuff. Switch to me. Good stuff. I think you should check it out. Very very good music. One of those bands that made like one bad album and it caused their band to sort of fall apart. But miraculously they did like a reunion. Doesn't this ever work? They did like a reunion and they made like a really great album. And that's what I'm talking about. It's the super great album that they made. The best song on that one. Hopefully that goes through. Sorry, I was having trouble with YouTube being stupid. Trying to download a JSON file instead of switch my account. I don't know why it does that. Let's see. Well, I guess I'm gonna do this. Circle. Grid fill that. This is gonna make sense in a second. I promise it'll make sense shortly. Feeling a little bit low energy today. Didn't get much sleep. And it's a Tuesday. Tuesdays are boring. Tuesdays are slow. Oops. But you know what? On Old Spaghetti Live, you get what I'm capable of at 9:45 after a long day of working and doing chores and all of that. So let's go ahead and not cloth, boundary. There we go. That's not doing what I expected. Come on. Why you gotta do me like that? Maybe I just misunderstood. There we go. Yeah, you gotta go into object mode. So, yeah, there we go. This would be just as easy, or maybe easier to do in just in regular edit mode. But trying to stick with the program, trying to stick with the sculpting tools. Boundary brush has its place, you know. Yeah, I'm really out of it tonight. Sorry about that. I think a lot about upgrading my computer. I actually have been upgrading my components and stuff little by little as time goes. 'Cause I think it's good to keep current with that stuff if you're a professional who needs to have good hardware. Um, but it's also because I needed to upgrade my RAM to follow the. I recently got the Human tutorial by Kent Trammell. Kent Trammell's been making Blender tutorials for a long time. I usually don't bother with tutorials because I'm, been doing this for years and years and years. I mostly don't need it, right? It's not me bragging, it's just true. But this one was obviously special. Just from seeing the trailer, I thought, oh, I got to get this. So I did. And I think it's worth the cost of admission. But I ended up having to spend even more to the price of the tutorial on new RAM so that I could actually follow it. Because I've got 32 gigs of RAM on this thing, and it was maxing me out pretty darn fast. So, upgraded that recently, I think I forgot to do my chat application. Hopefully I haven't ignored anybody's messages. Get that up. So I had to upgrade my RAM to do that tutorial, and lately I've been thinking about upgrading my video card because I'm using the NVIDIA card, which it's decent, it does everything I need it to do. It's not really good for video, like for rendering purposes, which is all right. I don't do a lot of rendering at home, anyways, and my processor is capable of doing all the rendering I need it to do. Like I don't mind waiting a few minutes for it to process, right? There we go. It's a nice stem. Oh goodness. Oh gosh. So I don't mind. I don't mind waiting a few minutes for that sample. But I'm annoyed because because NVIDIA doesn't have an open source driver available, and the driver it does have, not very good. So it's just kind of a pain to deal with, and well, I have figured out how to get it to not have so much screen tearing, which was driving me crazy for a while. Still can't feel like somehow the NSA is spying on me through my graphics card driver. I'm kidding. I don't care if the NSA is spying on me. They're so incompetent they could spy on me all day long and you know wouldn't amount to anything because nobody would ever look at the monitors. Right. Um I just like to use open source software. So I'm thinking about well, not really upgrading, but switching to an AMD card. To be fair, I think they're usually less expensive. But uh I mean all of that is ridiculously expensive right now, so I'm kind of bummed out about it. Especially because I'm dealing with some hardware issues at work right now. Like, cannot catch a break. Um, but if I replace my wireless card with something that works with the open source driver, and I don't think that I'm running anything else like that. If I can switch to an AMD card, then I can probably run 100% free software, which would just be really swell. Not only for my privacy and security, but also just because I want to have the ideological purity that comes from actually doing the thing that I tell other people that they should do. um, Looks like this one isn't all that hard. I might be able to get ahead if I do an extra one tonight. We'll see. I haven't really had a chance to work on my add-on much lately. Not since the weekend. Which is shame. Oh, I turned on Dintopo. There we go. I don't really care that it's combining some of these pedals. As long as I can get that crease really nice and fine. It'll look okay. But you know, in order to make this one work, I'm gonna have to make at least a very quick model of a cow getting abducted, you know? Because that'll really sell the joke. And I think I can, well, maybe I can find a way to make that cow one of the other, oh look, 3 was horns. And I totally skipped 3. Let's see, what else we got? Yeah, I think that's the only one that I could probably do that with, so that's what I'm gonna do. That'll count as 2. And I'll get to feel, kinda smug about that. And to be fair, I always feel smug anyways. Because I'm just a smug person. Um, and I should be. Got a lot to be smug about. But in this case, I think it would actually be kind of warranted. Nice getting ahead. I've been meaning to try to get ahead of work. But I'm merely on pace so far. Which is okay. What else can you do? I don't really think flower petals are that wrinkly, but better than doing nothing, you know? Have a look at some sunflowers, shall we? They do have little foldy wrinkles like that. They also have a lot more petals. But I'm not going to make a lot more petals because I would not be bothered to do that. But I will make them a little bit pointy there at the end. It's like it's got buck teeth. Funny. There we go, that's working much better. I feel like other people are probably going to be making some like really wonderful, strange, like carnivorous plants with like bright purple colors or something. Um, so I hope I at least get like a cleverness award or something. Not that anybody's handing out awards, but I guess if you're watching this, if you're in the chat or whatever, you could give me a little shout out. I'm feeling pretty clever. Maybe I'm feeling pretty clever because it's Tuesday and it's almost 10 o'clock, and that's about the most I can handle. Oh, it is 10 o'clock. I haven't done this yet for any of these Sculpt Januaries because it's kind of a pain to deal with, but I think I need to add a texture here. Oh look, we still have the old Stucci texture. I don't know why they haven't brought this in the cycles. Been around since way back in the old days. But, oh gosh, oh my! Reminds me I haven't saved this yet. 11 billion flora. I rarely save. It's a really bad habit. Um, but what do I care? Blender always autosaves for me anyways. There actually is one thing about switching to Linux that has been bad for my work. Actually, and that is that the temporary file system where the autosaves are saved gets wiped when you close the file. Which doesn't happen on Windows. Now on Windows you have to manually clean it out every couple of days because it'll bloat and bloat and bloat and bloat your system. But I don't know. It's good because when you do something stupid like set the voxel to be um like so close to 0 that it's just impossible for your computer to do it, then it hard crashes your system, or you have to power cycle it. In the unfortunate incident that it doesn't even crash. And then you don't have a recovery because you nuked your whole system. I've done that more times than I'd like to admit. And I've actually been better about saving a lot lately. Consequentially, just unrelated to that. Give me. Let's do manual details. How about 64? Not even nearly enough. 256. Does that do the opposite of what I think it does? Does it just not work with the anchored brush? Am I being trolled? Wonder why you gotta do me like that. Oh my. I need the pixels or triangles, whatever they are. Come on, Blender. You're slowing my whole world down. This wine glass here is like an anti-drunkenness device. Because if you ever drink enough that it makes you tipsy, it's guaranteed to break. Look how thin it is. And I'm still waiting. There we go. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. How many verts is that? Just have to immediately check. 2 million verts. Ridiculous. Um, Sorry about the wait here. It's kind of boring to watch the screen do nothing. Just as boring to be on this side of the screen, let me tell you. Alright, let's do this again, except less stupid. About 48. Do it. How's that look? Good enough for me. Oh my gosh, why is it going slow like? Do I deserve this? Is that why this is happening to me? Uh, well, maybe the, oh gosh, oh my. Uh, that's how we're gonna solve that problem. Dentapo is terribly slow. So, oh, this is the version that has 2 million verts. How delightful. Um, Maybe the file that I saved is a better place to go back to. Here's a Node Spaghetti hot tip. One of the most wonderful snacks or breakfast items that you could possibly choose is fresh berries. I recommend the strawberries and the blueberries that are grown in Florida, although you might find them more local to your area. Oh gosh, I hate it when it does this. Look, it opened the menu and then it didn't do anything, so I thought I was waiting. I'm sorry. Now I am waiting. At least I'm enjoying a healthy and delicious strawberry. It's kind of tart near the end. Let's try this again. Let's go! Sorry for all the waiting tonight. I'm mostly apologizing to myself because I feel like I deserve more than this. Chance to switch up my tunes, I guess. Time is coming, or has come, to listen to some of Joe Hisaishi's transporting tracks. The soundtrack for the movie Princess Mononoke, for example, is very good. I didn't really like the movie all that much, which is kind of blasphemy, I guess, because it's regarded as one of the biggest, best ones. I didn't like it because it was a lot more like violent and lots of scary bad guys and I don't like that kind of thing. I like nice people. I like nice people doing good things. That's what I really like. I don't feel like that movie had a lot of that. But the soundtrack, whew, that was some good stuff. That was some top quality stuff, let me tell you. Mm, let's try this one. I think there should be a sculpt brush that takes a texture and goes up where the texture is white and down where the texture is black, or vice versa, I guess. Something you should be able to set, right? Like a displacement map. And it would just be a texturing brush. Maybe it could be even be optimized somehow to do that. Hmm. Guess I'll just use the regular clay brush for this. I don't feel like the clay brush is going high enough. Even though I've set it to maximum power. I apologize to all of the folks out there with trypophobia. Right there with you, I understand how horrible and offensive this sort of thing is, but it's gotta be done. At least I'm not doing a lotus seed, right? Ah, why did these things happen to me? I'm a good person. I really don't know what the deal is with this. What is going on? I guess the blob brush has become the weird bubbles brush. Like this? What is this? I seriously do not know what's happening or why. Oh, space. There we go. Well, that's good to know, actually. If I ever need to give things like hideous tumors, set the blob brush to dots instead of space. I feel like the creases can be bigger on the back side of the petal. Not really expecting anybody to look at the back side of the petal, because it's way up in the air. But who knows, could happen. If they look too closely, they might notice that the stem flies up into space and just ends randomly. Tunes are getting too loud. Apologize if any copyright infringing audio is leaking into my microphone from my headphones. I think that should count as fair use, don't you? Right, okay. Time to make this look decent. Then I'm going to make the little cow friend. First things first. I wonder if I can use there's like a sculpt mode vertex color thing that is supposed to be really fast or something. I wonder if I can render with it. Certainly can't see it. Vertex color. There we go. There we go. That's pretty cool. Honestly, it's a lot faster than texture painting. I do not understand that. I think that Blender's texture painting just doesn't get any love from users or from developers. Or maybe it's a lot harder of a problem than I expect. But it just seems like if you can move a whole bunch of verts in 3D, then you should be able to, like, project the texture onto something in 2D. For a while I thought, oh, I'm going to try to make a version of Krita that has a 3D viewport behind the drawing canvas and just like rip off Mari. You know, the painting software that's stupidly expensive. But I don't even think that's necessary because it turns out when you're painting texture paint mode, you can save a screenshot and then you can switch to an external image editor, paint over the screenshot, of the 3D viewport, and somehow, I have no idea how it works, but somehow Blender knows how to project it back into the scene. I think even if you've moved your camera. How that's possible is beyond me. I'm sure it's very simple when you know what it's doing, but just kind of weird to me, you know. It doesn't seem like it would be one of those things that Blender does, but it does. There's all kinds of crazy stuff that you can do with Blender. And I love that. That's one of the things I love about Blender. There we go. There we go. Wonder if I can render this. I'm really loving this mechanical keyboard that I finally got. I ordered it during the Black Friday sales. Took forever to get here, but it was worth the wait. Oh, come on, don't tell me. Don't do this to me. Maybe it works in cycles. Hey, it works in cycles. That's all I needed. Give it a bit more of a green subsurface transmission because it is a plant after all. And I think plants are pretty shiny. We'll go with that. If I wanted to be real fancy, I would put little droplets of water on it, but I really can't be bothered. Yeah, from far away that looked kind of like a UFO, right? I think I'll make the make that skinnier. So that from far away it just looks like a UFO. And this is going to be something I often do when I'm making procedural textures and stuff, is I will I'll use the UVs to get some free work. So let's try packing this real quick. Packing usually does a good job of rotating it till it's orthographic. Probably because whatever packing algorithm they're using has a hard time dealing with diagonals. I honestly believe that's what's going on there. But it's good for me because it means I have a good way of getting rid of the diagonals. Which helps in doing this sort of thing. But anyways, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use this UV map, which is now a square along this cone shape. But pin that, and I don't actually need this top and bottom bit, so oh gosh, oh my. Gonna get rid of that. And now what I can do, I can add a gradient texture. Gradient on the UV map. And we're going to plug this into the emission. As you can see, it's going the wrong way, so we're going to use the mapping node. Just rotate this around by 90 degrees. That looks nice. We're not done here. We're not done yet. Oh no, we've got much, much more to do. We're going to use 2 math nodes. Count them, 2. With ping pong and multiply. And we're going to multiply it by the reciprocal of whatever we're ping ponging. And let me show you what that does. That's what that does. If you don't do the multiply, then it gets washed out on account of the fact that it's not being normalized. So you multiply it by the reciprocal of the ping pong value in order to normalize it. And so that gives us some stripes. Let's do another set of those. At a different scale, how about 8 times that much? 1 divided by 0.08. That's our reciprocal. And XRGB. There we go. We're going to multiply them. And we're going to go ahead and add a color ramp there to beef that up. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine several of these. You know, I'm going to the alpha of this guy to very low. Spline. You to like bright blue. You can be like a dull blue. We're gonna do that. And now we're going to go ahead, multiply that value by this. Now let's screen it. Do the opposite. So let's make that yellow. There we go. Now I've got a nice UFO beaming effect. Now all we need is our cow, which I'm not going to put a lot of effort into. I need to look up our picture real quick. Wallace and Gromit. There must have been a cow in a Wallace and Gromit movie or show at some point. But I don't see any. There's a lot of sheep here. Whatever, the sheep is a good enough reference for this. This volume smoothing thing I'm doing here, Oh, I'm not using my shortcut viewer. Sorry about that. Also, why am I in the shading view still? This volume preserving smooth thing I'm doing here is an add-on. It's just about the only add-on that I think is really necessary to get the most out of Blender, and it's something that I think is everyone should pick it up. Made by I'll go ahead and plug it since I like it. Um, and volume blurring smooth. It's made by a Blender artist programmer by the name of Bartosz Stipryk, I think. I'm pretty sure that's a Polish name, and I don't know how to pronounce it. But you can let's see, find it on Gumroad. He's also the guy that made Hair Tool. We all know about Hair Tool. It's good stuff. But how do I go to his store? Oh, I made Garment Tool too. I should check that out. This one right here. Oh, this is so good. Good stuff. Oh, look, it even has a brush now. I totally didn't even know about that. So definitely 81, 5 out of 5. I believe that. Look at that. One chump gave it 4 stars. It's good. So I recommend that you get that. Anyhow, sorry, let me get back to what I'm doing here. Use snake hook. I think I'll turn on Dentopo. We'll do brush detail. Oh my goodness. Maybe that's what I want. Now, why is making the percentage lower make it higher resolution? That don't make no sense. Say it's symmetrical. Crud. Let's turn on some symmetry, shall we? There we go. I will do anything to save a little bit of effort. I'm only going to be alive for a few decades. I've already spent a couple of them. So I can't use them doing stupid stuff like repeating what I've already done. He thinks you need some legs, cow. Oh my gosh. I wonder if I can keep that from happening. Yeah. Increase the spacing to like 3%. Oh my, it's like an insect leg. That's actually really cool. That doesn't seem to affect this at all. Hell, I think I learned something interesting today. Of course, I didn't forget about this. How can we even tell it's a cow if it doesn't have an udder? Which is kind of stupid because, like, in popular media and such, they even put udders on male cows, even though that's not something that happens in the real world. Sorry to disappoint you if you were a true believer. That is not real. Cows are kind of squarish animals. So I guess hypothetically could count as a square character, right? Sure, it could. Cows are squarish. Um, yeah, kind of a piggish head. Now, cows usually have ears, but this one doesn't have ears. He's got horns instead. I cannot be bothered. Let's set the fall off to be spherical, please. Oh gosh. Spacing. The lower value. Makes it smooth like butter, but it also makes it slow like molasses. It doesn't quite look like eyes. I want it to look kind of like those claymation sheep that I was looking up earlier. So make that like 6%, 7%. Just enough to be noticeably not very good. Well, that's probably because I've got the din topo set so high. There we go. You know why that looks wrong? Cows' eyes are on the side of their head in real life. There we go. Wonder how they can see where they're going. Their eyes are on the sides of their head. It's weird. There we go. Got ourselves a cow. He's gonna need some hose. I think I'm just gonna make the easy way. There we go. Oops. Mirror that. Probably gonna use the cow as our mirror object. And I'm gonna duplicate it. And let's go ahead and bevel that edge. It's a bit too sharp. Cool. Now let's do the sculpt vertex paint thing again. I haven't followed the development of this, and it might only exist in my Blender. I don't even know if it's gonna look, if you're gonna see it in your Blender. I'm pretty sure that I turned it on via some kind of magical fake setting in preferences somewhere. Let's find out. Experimental? Yeah, see, it's super experimental. So yeah, you have to turn that on in order to see it. Like it doesn't work in Eevee. If you're an Eevee fan, you're out of luck. Sorry. Use the regular Vertex colors. Sure you can handle it. But I don't use Eevee much these days. Kind of a shame, but Cycles has just been so dependable for me. This new Cycles X thing, it's like I still don't really know what that is, but it seems like that's just what they're calling Cycles now. Now, real life cows have got like humps on their back. Okay, Vertex colors. Cow's got a pink muzzle. Like he puts lipstick on the entire front of his face. Cow has black eyes. The horns are a dark gray color. And now let's give him some rather dark brown spots. We don't want symmetry for this, we want it to look semi-random, right? Now this pattern of spots only really exists on a kind of cow called a Holstein. But we don't care about that. We're big fans of stereotypes here. So we're gonna make all cows look like Holstein cows. Because it's immediately recognizable. And because brown, like, just making the cow dark brown, it's not as much fun, you know? Everybody likes the whole spotted design. Fun. Recognizable. Last but not least, we need to make the udders pink just like the face was. If I was being real conscientious about this, I'd probably make the underside of the cow a little bit darker. Since I'm just, you know, I was playing, this is a painting, it doesn't need to have realistic lighting, it needs to look good. What it needs. And it needs to look fun. Honestly, I think fun is the most important part. Let's make the tip of his tail dark also, because they usually have like a tuft for the tip of their tail. Or at least horses do, maybe cows don't. There we go. That's our cow. Oh, hey. Apply that mirror modifier. Join it with the cow. And Let's paint those hoofs. Same color as the legs. They're gonna look a little different right now because of face sets. That's okay. We're okay with that. All right. We can honestly use the same shader as the flower. I just need to lower its reflectiveness. And is it just me, or is it, or its legs too long? Its legs are too long, aren't they? Um, Definitely want to do this with symmetry enabled. And let's turn off the auto masking by topology so that we can get the hoof and the leg. But we are definitely going to do some masking here. We're going to need a big brush. Not that big. There we go. I ain't aiming to make this look like a real cow or anything. I'm just trying to have fun here. So that's more than good enough for me. Go ahead and use the pose brush one more time. I wish the pose brush could figure out, like, connected parts, because you end up having to use the face set feature in order to make it worth doing. What's this face sets? Yeah, I'm sleepy. Oh, why did this happen to me? What did I do to deserve this? I'm not getting enough sleep, it seems. Turn off mirror. And no, not by face sets, by topology. Looks like I'm gonna have to voxel remesh you. I can do that in sculpt mode. Remember, do not break your computer when voxel remeshing. It's not smart. We like to be smart, not stupid. Oh my. Oh man, I'm falling asleep here. Okay, how's this look? Oh, you can't even see the cow through the... Well, we gotta fix that, don't we? Oh, I got rid of the vertex colors when I remeshed it. Oh, what a fool I am. I wonder we couldn't see the cow. Well, I guess we're doing this again. I think there is an option when doing the remesh to save the vertex colors. But I am really falling asleep here, so I didn't even think to do that. Also, I never used them. Also, I don't know if it works on Sculpt vertex colors or regular vertex colors, on account of these being like an experimental feature that you have to specifically go out of your way to turn on. Pretty sure you have to enable some sort of hidden setting to even see that menu. And, mostly it's because I don't do a lot of sculpting. I mean, these days I do because of this stupid challenge. I'm regretting doing it. It's so much work. This is supposed to be fun. This is supposed to be relaxing. Why did I let them talk me into this? Well, I hope it's at least relaxing for you. If you're following along with Sculpt January, or if you're just watching the video, you know. In fact, I actually think it is relaxing, and that's why I'm having trouble staying awake, is because I'm so relaxed that I can't keep my eyes open. It's kind of a good thing, right? Let's stay positive. We like to stay positive here. Need some eyes. Here you go, little buddy. That's unfortunate. Oh no. Get rid of that disconnected piece. That disconnected piece. Go ahead and fill those holes. Doesn't look like there are any, that's good. And we're gonna do like a dark brown color. Maybe that's a little bit too dark. Whatever, it's a horn. Who cares? I don't care. I'm sleepy. There we go. Kind of a ridiculous neon magenta look in its mouth and udders, but it's gonna be behind the blue thing, so... No, 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 that's ridiculous. Okay. Uh... This time it really did look like he smeared lipstick all over his whole face. I bet you could get a cow to eat lipstick if you, like, put it in a haystack or whatever it is that cows eat. They're not goats, they won't eat anything. They've at least got reasonable boundaries, right? But they're not very smart. Not like cactuses. They don't leave a rich inner life. They don't lead a richer life. The only conscious thought cows are capable of is coming up with advertisements to get you to eat more chicken instead of beef. Stupid cows. Little do they know that I had fish for dinner tonight. Baked tilapia, a little bit of lemon, a little bit of garlic. Put some Worcestershire sauce in there that I thought I was being really subtle about, but it's actually a very powerful flavor. Not a bad flavor. But if I hadn't been like intentionally very subtle with it, it wouldn't have been good. Well, there we have it. It's an alien flora. I think that's about as alien as a flora can get, right? By the way, I chose the blue petals because flowers don't ever naturally have blue petals on Earth. Also contrasts very well with the yellow. So that was Note Spaghetti live January 11th, 2022. Hope I didn't put you to sleep, because I sure as heck put myself to sleep. Uh, Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Hope you all have a good one. I hope you're staying up to date on this Sculpt January thing if you're doing it, because it's gonna catch up on you. Gotta be responsible, you know? Gotta be hardworking. Well, you have a good one. Happy Tuesday night. Happy Wednesday morning. And